Chris, how you doing, brother?
What up? What up? What up? What up?
Let me see if I can plug this mic in. I'm
Oh, you
trying to
got
get
some
set
new
up like you,
technology.
man. You got all that big boy technology over there.
What up? What up? Hold on, let me mute something here. Make sure we ain't getting double feedback. Can you hear
I
me?
can't hear right there. I'm about to do it solo. I was trying to use my mic. So that mic you got right there is hooked up.
Yep.
Man, you got a whole setup over there, man.
You gotta have your tech game strong.
What you what you was doing, man, with all this stuff?
Radioing.
Show enough.
It say we're live on here, so I don't know. Let's see.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we are.
we're live.
Hey
We
guys,
live.
we're live and in action, baby.
Yeah.
So we here with Chris, my brother Chris. He up there killing it in St. Louis, knocking the doors down up in St. Louis.
You know it. You know it. You know it.
How you doing today, man?
Man, I'm just living a good life. I'm doing some. I just hired a second VA, so that's a job in itself.
Oh yeah, I gotta teach. Maybe you may be using the same VA company I'm using. They pretty good. I got one out of the Philippines. They only charge like $4 an hour. They English great.
That's what I need. Good English and trainable. That's all I ask for.
Yeah, I turn you on to them. They pretty good so far, man. Pretty good.
Yeah,
$4 an hour. They do all the admin work. Shit, they do the phone call and everything.
that's what you want. Everything. Well, so that company you using, do they train them or do you do the training for them?
Well, they already train them. They have weekly training every week for them. So
Mm,
they train them. They team themselves every week on like first week they train them on well they do it 3 times a week. So it's on phone call, admin work, and some other thing they said. Oh, and speaking. So they can have good English and stuff. That's
yeah,
very important, man. I don't like when somebody call me. As real estate entrepreneurs, we get calls when we got properties for sale, and people like, hey, we got properties for sale. They got their VAs calling, and they sound like a robot. And what can I speak to addict?
your toxic meat, I will buy it right now. What? Who the hell is this? Is this a robot? AI done took over artificial intelligence.
I know,
But
but
yeah,
sound like
so
a
basically what
computer.
I do is I actually do mine in-house. So I just hire them and train them myself because, I do a lot of stuff that's not necessarily the status quo. I take a little bit from here, a little bit from there, ball it all up together, and Hadouken, put it on out there like that.
Yeah,
So I don't do it just like, because standard training is good, but I like the stuff to be better. I like good quality scripts, good ways to deliver and, close these deals and things like that. But right now, I just have VAs on the front end. They're taking, cold call outbound and, taking calls inbound and collecting the basic information and running comps, basic stuff like that. But I'd rather train them myself because I know they did, what I want them to do.
yeah, yeah. You got to tweak
Yeah.
them a little bit to get to your liking.
Yeah. And the only other thing I would like to do that would be better is I think I need to just make some videos to train them versus me taking the time out to say, let's go through this. Let me show you how to do that. Other than that,
Yeah,
I like to put this stuff on a system. See, that's the difference with me with most of people that I see. I came in, to make it a business versus just a hustle. Because a lot of people jump
right.
in like, I'm going to make some extra money and hustle. Like, man, I've been hustling all my life. I'm tired of hustling, man. I'm trying to get rich. And
Oh yeah,
2020, that's my year, man. I want to get there by 2020.
right. Yeah, that's a problem I see with most people. They want to come in and get they mindset get a deal or two, and then you back to the drawing board. You haven't put together no plan, got your check and spent all the check, haven't put in any systems or nothing like that. Now you got to keep starting over every time, every time,
Yeah.
every time. Next thing you
You're
know, you
chasing
wore
that
out.
tail.
Yeah, next thing you know, you go out, you don't talking about real estate don't work. No, you not working. You're not working
Mm-hmm.
the system.
Exactly. The system will keep us all straight, because we're gonna veer off and do stuff all the time. But if you have a good, strong system, keep your mind focused and the blinders on. Say, this is the goal. I'm going for it. I'm not gonna let something shake me up and throw me off my square.
Right.
Yep. So that's so basically, I just started this too. A lot of people think I've been doing it for a while. I just started in August. So I got my first deal August 31st. I closed a little $1,800 wholesale deal. I was happy. I was just glad to get a deal done, just to say you got one done, and it works. It's social proof. You see people throwing these checks up, and hey, look, my check, man, my check fat. Hey, man, that stuff fake. What I mean? You be thinking people faking, man, they lying, or like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, all this stuff people so-called getting rich from. And then when you go through it yourself, you say, oh, this the real deal, baby. Let's come
Oh
on and
yeah.
do that again. So
And
that
you
was
and you
okay.
don't you never know until you like it's all a fantasy. You think it don't work till you get that first check. Once that first check hit, like I tell everybody, your confidence level go up. You see it work, and it's on. I mean, in most cases.
Mm-hmm. They let you know it's the realness out here. Say it's real, man. I'm in it.
And so
So you got some people.
you started in
Okay.
August. What would you say have taken you to close as many deals? What has helped you close as many deals as you have since August? Because you closed how many since August?
I just closed my 8th deal last what was it, right before Christmas on the 20th of December, and I got another deal closing here in the next 2 weeks. But
Congratulations.
oh, thank you. And the phone starts ringing. What I basically, the biggest thing I think that helped me was just consistency, staying with it, because there's a lot of deals that I had were deals locked under contract but didn't make it to the finish line due to title issues, due to whatever issue. Something always comes up. So I never try to put all my eggs in one basket. Keep the marketing out, keep leads coming in, because you don't know which deal going to make it. You don't know, somebody could flake out, change their mind. Oh, I need to move back into my house. Issues come up. And so I just know to keep on pushing regardless of the obstacles. Because if you give up and start thinking, oh, I got this check coming next week, I'm good, and then when it falls, you're a mad puppy.
You in trouble, baby.
You thinking that, oh man, I got this check coming, because I still got deals in escrow that still ain't gonna make it. I got like 40K in escrow sitting, and I know they ain't gonna go through for whatever reason. But if they go, I'll be glad. But if they don't, I got more coming, man. I had a deal last year. I got in September. Yeah, I got it in September, and I got the deal for $100,000. I sent it out. Buyers come, they looked at it, they wanted it, and one buyer like, I'm gonna lock it up right now. He ain't waiting to do no running numbers. Nothing. He said he want to get it because competition. I had 2 buyers that looking at the same time, so
Yeah,
he went on and got it. He put it under contract for 125. So that's a $25,000 assignment fee, ready to go. And this dang old thing got title issues. Oh man, still in escrow right now, and it may not make it. I don't know, but that deal's supposed to went through, and I'm still counting that money that ain't never hit yet. So I
right.
guess I can't count it because like I say, things just don't always go through like you want them to. And so that's exactly the situation with that deal. And that's why I say the consistency always pays off.
Yeah, that's what I tell. That's what I tell them jokers, man. You can't count on one deal, man. But anything can happen. You sit up there waiting on that one doggone deal. You just stop marketing, got comfortable. Boy, you get
Mm-hmm.
that call for that to turn off some of that title not clear. Your ass in trouble.
Yeah, title issues, man. Title, because the situation with that one is it was a woman and a man. They were together for a long time, like living together, basically married but not married on paper, and they got the house together in both of their names. He died, she's still here, and so when he died, and they still got things from his death or payoff and all of that, and it's just been a headache getting all that stuff cleared up. And then on his death certificate, they marked her down as the wife, even though they were never married. So that's another issue. So it's issue after issue after issue. And this thing just sitting, and I had it sold within 48 hours. So I'm like, dang, man, I did good. I did everything I can do. And it's still an issue on their side. And that's messed up.
Yeah, that's one thing that you got to part of the game, man. Them title issues come up. They come up all the time. That's why I tell people, work on more than one deal. You can't just get comfortable with one deal because that one, you banking on that one deal and it don't manifest your ass in trouble, man. Especially you don't have
Yeah.
a job and you waiting on that check to pay some bills, man. You're gonna be in trouble. So work on
Mm-hmm.
more than one deal, guys. But what are you doing mostly, Chris? You wholesaling or wholesale lease option?
Well, right now I'm running two businesses within one. I'm running an ugly house business and a pretty house business. So, any lead that comes in, I got to get strong as the transaction engineer here and be able to handle whatever come my way. If it's an ugly house, wholesale that puppy. If it's a pretty house, we're going to put it on that lease option deal and, get that money, get paid in 3 profit centers. That's the ones I'm really aiming for, though.
Ooh, my favorite.
Yeah,
Get
once you
paid
get
up
the taste
front.
of that,
Hey,
once you taste that, you like, oh man, wholesale. That's all right, but I'm going for that other money, man. Where I can hold the house and acquire some property over time and build it up. Play some real life monopoly on them.
monopoly. With that cash flow, nothing like that monthly cash flow too every month, man. Pay some bills
Yeah,
with. I tell people,
cash.
even if they don't get any subject choose, if they just taking them over lease purchase with the right to sublease and get a pretty good length of time on the contract, 2 3 years. That's pretty good too. I mean, it's free money every month. The tenant buyer responsible for all the repairs. So hey, you just collecting the check.
Mhm. Yeah, and I don't understand why anybody would ever do a traditional rental anymore. Do you still do any traditional rentals?
Hell
You say you wouldn't even see it, huh?
no, no, I don't see it. I got one last tenant. She's in, but she's in on a what's that, Section 8. Her lease will be up
Mhm.
in another year. She's been in about damn, about 5 years. About 5 years. So she
Mm.
got about a year left, and she out of there. Put somebody in on a lease purchase, keep it moving. But she haven't been a
Yeah,
headache, thank God. But that traditional rental crap, man, ain't worth the time, man. People tear your house up, man. It's just, oh my God. And then you
exactly.
got to deal with the tenants and the toilets and the headaches, man. I don't even, man. I don't never see myself doing another traditional rental.
Never ever, huh?
It's too much of a headache, man. When you could just sit back, relax, put somebody in on the lease purchase, and chill out.
Yeah, I
Chill.
mean, why would you want to do all that work? Why would you want to do all that thinking and stressful stuff? That don't even make sense to me at all. I wouldn't do it either. It never even appealed to me though. Even when before any of this stuff, I said certain things I know I don't want to do
Right,
like that. Dealing with that now. If I have property management or something like that, that's something different. But the only way that I understand that would work is if you're dealing with apartment units or something like that, where you got multiple units, multiple tenants,
right,
where they're paying for that, and I'm not paying for it because somebody got to pay it, and it ain't gonna be me.
right. And then you got a property manager managing and all that drum. Now that's worth it. You're doing
Hmm.
apartments. Plus you can make good cash flow out of it. But you gotta
Good cash.
get a good 100 unit or better. You make
I
about
know
a
that,
dollar a
that
door.
that's my plan for about a summertime. So I don't know. I may be pushing myself too hard, but you never know. That's a goal. I'm trying to get me an apartment building about a summertime. So
Yeah, we
that's
looking
about
for some. We looking for
7 months.
some. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just a few months out. So are you only buying in Atlanta or in different areas?
All over where we can get a good deal on owner finance, either owner finance or the master lease option.
Master lease option. What's the difference in that? Is that something I mean, what makes it a master lease versus just, you know, a lease?
Where you have more control over the property, and you get for each. Just say if you have 10 units that's vacant, and you come and fix them up or put them, get them straight, fix them up, get them livable, then you get all the income from them 10.
Mm.
So they get to keep the income from the other ones, but you come in and fix up the rest of them, and then you get the income from the ones that you fixed up. Plus, you got the option to buy the whole building after a certain amount of time. So I like those because you're able to get in, a little easier and less money down because you're gonna be putting money into the apartments, fixing them up. So that's good for like people who, you know, properties are regular, need us a little TLC. And we not
Mm.
come in and do a whole major rehab, like we need just everything. But we would come in and do some painting, carpet, something like that, a little flooring, and we just collect for however long we got that lease for.
Mm. So you just living a good life, collecting money while everybody else working hard out here.
Yeah, just about it.
Mm. So once you see the light, you're like, oh, I ain't going back. I'm going over here where money just coming in just for no reason. And brother Chris said something on the video a couple weeks ago, I think last couple months ago, actually, when he was on there saying it's okay to get paid for doing nothing. I said that's
Oh
some powerful stuff right there.
yeah.
It's
We've been
okay.
taught, man, traditionally you gotta bust your ass and work so hard, but you think about the people who's actually on top, the CEOs and all that stuff, only thing they doing working hard, picking up that phone, make sure everybody else working. That's it.
Managing chaos.
Right. Get paid a
So
big buck.
right. And so I mean, it makes a big difference. I know it makes a difference to me because I'm all about putting a system in order because regular old working is not for me. I'm gonna go get me a good old job, man, and get some good benefits. I don't even know the definition of a good job. I ain't never had one.
Don't forget your gold watch you get at the end of the 40 years. You gotta put them 40 years in now. Get that good gold watch that's plated. A Seiko,
Exactly.
hey, what is Seiko? Get that gold Seiko watch.
Yeah. And that's what I say. I don't even know what a good job is. Best job I could say I had was the military, if that's considered a job, risking your life. I was in the army for 6 years. I deployed to Iraq in 2003 and made it all the way back. So that's about as good as it gets for me as a good job. What about you?
I worked let me see, I'm 40 now. I probably worked maybe 2 years my whole life, man. Together, collectively 2 or 3 years. I was man, it may have been about 2 or 3 years because when I was first got in real estate, I was driving a forklift. Did I tell you that story?
No, I never heard it.
Yeah, I was driving forklifts, man. And I had 3 kids and shit. My mom paid $5,000 for me to go see Paul. So back then, he's still taxing, but it was like $5,000 for 5 intense days of training. And so I had a forklift job. I'm making like $12 an hour, but I'm with a temp service. So when you do temporary service, you just can't be taken off like that. Like you just really got a job, you go temporarily. So don't get too
Right. We'll let
don't
you
get
go.
hey don't get too happy now. So I had to take off. I needed to take off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. The seminar was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I needed to take off 3 days, man. So I went to my manager. And the job had already
Mm.
got hard anyway. It was sweet at first because I had a little chick work there. She liked me, so shit, I was chilling, man. I was on the forklift. I probably worked 30 minutes a day. But we back there in the office
Mm.
kicking. But a new lady came in, new floor manager came in, and all hell broke loose. All the chilling was over with, baby.
Time to
Hey,
put his butt to work.
oh my God. I'm like, God. So we had to jump off, man, and load pallets and shrink wrap them and put them on the truck. So that was going on for about 2 weeks. I'm like, shit. So my mom like, look, we got to go to the seminar. You got to take these 3 days off. So I went and asked the lady. The lady who liked me, I know I would have got off. She was like, okay, go ahead. But this new lady, she wasn't here. She said, you take off here, you fired. So it was a
Mm.
tough situation, man, with 3 kids, man, because you like, damn, what I do, man? I'm just like, hey, I got to roll the dice. I said, I can't stay here for no damn $12 an hour. I think I've been on the job like 8 months. I said I can't stay here for no $12 an hour, man. I just can't do it, man. So I just took a leap of faith, man, and quit. You know, I told, okay, well, I quit. Took a leap of
Mhm.
faith, went out there and went to go see Paul. You know, before I got there, you know, he told us how to advertise and bring deals. I brought deals with me. We got on the stage. We called a couple of people. Got my first subject to deal at the seminar. So that my first deal was a subject to deal. They called them on stage and we sealed the deal. So as soon as I got back to Atlanta, you know, I signed the person up for subject to deal. It was a lady. I gave her $2 grand, nice house. Her and her husband get married, so they had two properties. So, you know, they signed over the title to me on subject to. I gave them two
Mhm.
grand, boom, had that deal. Then within about another 45 days, within that same time frame, I did a wholesale deal. I was just putting flyers on doors. Because, you know, when you first get in, man, you just aggressive and hungry, man. I lost my job. I
Mhm.
got 3 kids, so I got to make it work. You know, my back against the wall. So I'm out there just going nuts. I'm putting out the flyers everywhere. Lady called back from the flyer. Want to sell the property, got it under contract for 60,000. Ran the ad in the AJC, but we didn't have this good technology like back in '05. Shit,
Mm.
go ahead and post everything on here, man. We had to run ads in papers and stuff. So I posted a paper. My boy Keith called me. We still friends to this day. He called about that property, man. I made 15 grand, man. It wow. It blew my
Blew
fucking
you away,
man.
huh?
Yeah, it blew me away. Cause I only invested. I gave the homeowner $10 to put it under contract. Sold it for 75 and made 15 grand. Hey, it's been on ever since, man.
So like an hour worth of work, huh? And you was like, what the hell?
And the crazy part about it, man, I'm like, I was doubting the whole time. I'm like, man, this can't it can't be real, man. You just can't make $15,000 off $300. This some bull crap. So I'm waiting at the close. I'm looking out the window. I'm like, man, these people, they gonna know I'm finna make this kind of money off this house. They not gonna show up. So next thing I know, they pulled up in the Porsche. They from New York. They pulled up in the drop top Porsche. They was down here balling too. They buying up everything. So they came in, bought the house. So I got the check right. So I'm going to the bank. I'm staying nervous. I'm like, man, they gonna say something when I get to the bank. I gotta bring the check back. I get to the
Something.
bank. Hey, they pick up the phone. You know they got to call and verify the check. So I said, "Oh, see, I told you." I was telling I'm talking to myself now. This self talk.
Something don't work out.
I said, shit, I knew it, man. I knew this shit was illegal, man. Man, they verified the check and slid them racks through that thing. I'm like, woo! It's on it, man. Hey,
You said it's real in the field.
man, it was on
You
there.
said
It's
this
been
is a real
serious.
deal.
On ever since, man. That was one of the best decisions I made, man. To quit that job. It was tough. It wasn't easy, man, with them 3 kids, but and it's been
Because
worth
they
it.
all want something.
It's been definitely worth it, man. What's your
Wow.
plans? What's your goal for 2019, man?
Yeah, so for 2019, I want to scale the business up. I want to improve the systems that I have up and running now. I'm using a lot of ringless voicemail drops. I'm using a lot of cold calling. I just hired a second VA for cold calling and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have 2 people on the phones. That's for the ugly house side. So they, cold calling and touching base with these people because I want an answer. Everybody that we got on our list, we want an answer. Either you want to sell or you don't. If you don't, no problem. But we're just not going to have that, oh, we don't know. We tried to call them and gave up. We're going to get an answer from everybody on the list. No deal left behind.
Right.
So once that goes through, like I said, I want to try to buy an apartment building by the summertime. So I'm going to try to stack up all the money I can and try to, go ahead and put that in there and get an apartment building by the summertime. And by 2020, my plan is to be a multi-millionaire. Is that too much of a goal in
No,
like this short of time?
heck no, you stay focused. It's very, very much promising. Cause I like how you got all your systems in place, so you can
Yeah, so I
definitely
don't
reach
have
that
to
goal.
do too much of it. I mean, I have to do, the follow-up call, the closing call, but I can do that stuff. That's easier for me than dealing with cold calling and selling, hanging up. What the hell you calling me for? All that. I don't have to deal with none of that. Let somebody else take that heat.
I know,
Especially
man.
that's the suggestion I give because I do help a couple other people in the business, and I tell them if you got the money, man, spend the money. Go ahead and spend the money, invest in your business, invest in yourself. Don't just put all that heat on you, just trying to be cheap. Oh, I need to do it the free way. You got money, man, spend the money. Now, if you broke, that's something different. But I
Right.
always say, if you got the money, invest it. That's the best thing I would say.
Yeah, because that's the
Look like
quickest
you
way
got
to
some
get it.
questions in here on the YouTube chat.
That's the
If you're
quickest.
in here on the YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Show my brother Eddie some love.
Hit some thumbs up, guys. You got any questions? Put the questions in the feed so we can answer them for you.
They did ask you a question here. Jordan said, "Hey Eddie, how do you feel about rooming houses?"
I don't really like rumor houses. Cause you think you dealing with a rumor house, you dealing with certain individuals with a certain mindset that if you want to deal with the stress, then you're welcome to deal with it. But you're dealing with an individual that not all of them, but their mindsets are poor mentality. So you gonna be fighting every week trying to get your rent and all that crap, man. I've been doing this too long. I like to lay back and do my stuff easy now. So I mean, if you feel like dealing with that, more power to you. But me personally, I don't deal with them.
Yeah, and I've only had a roommate maybe once in life when I was in the military before I got ranked to sergeant. I said, "Hurry up and get some rank so I can get my own room." This old roommate stuff is no fun because that mug was dirty. Then dirty dishes, dirty kitchen. I'm like, damn, man, clean up. You go take a bath, water all over the place, man. Stop being the only problem with that. And I can see that being a problem when you're dealing with a rooming house. So I wouldn't want to do that. And that's what makes sense to me. Brother Chris on here, Chris Haskins,
My
just
boy
joined the
Chris.
dot.
Chris, what's up, brother? Let me see.
But
Let's see
yeah,
how
that
what's
rooming house stuff, it sounds good, but it's like that sounds like what I just got through saying. It's like you're trying to be cheap. How can I get in on the cheap? Well, sometimes you can just spend the money, man. You get the money back, invest it, and get it back. Go ahead and spend it. That's what I say. If you got it.
yeah. If you don't got it, then you just gotta hit that. You just don't stop till you get the deal done. But when you get that check, then you make sure you invest back in your business. Because if not, you're gonna keep doing the same process, repeating it, spend up the whole check. Then you got to keep hitting the ground, working extra hard, trying to get a deal. Next thing you know, you don't quit real estate, went into something else because you didn't invest back into your
Mhm.
business. So you got to invest back into yourself, man. Get that phone ring. It's always better when people calling you versus you got to call out to sellers that never been reached out. Then you gonna have to fight a little extra hard versus you know what I'm saying, you're doing a voice drop, a text drop, or sending some letters or email, they calling you back. But they show them a little more motivation versus you calling 100 people that you never contact. You're gonna get frustrated, man. You need always the best deals are the ones that call you back from the market. If not, the ones
Yes, I
that
got
call
people calling me back from last year, like from October and November marketing. Like, dang, I thought you was dead deal. This mother say they want to sell. Let's sign them up.
break them back up. They'll wake them back up.
That's right.
They
So
got you see, did we
yeah,
learn
it
from
only
Robert
makes sense.
K. No. I learned first train I went to was Ron LeGrand. That's my powder. They call that my powder. That's the first one I went to. And
You're
about the
3 weeks away.
oh yeah, I can't
Three
wait.
weeks away from the next event. You're gonna be there, right?
Heck yeah. Chris coming
In
down too.
Atlanta.
It's gonna be like the basic training. I don't know. I haven't been, man, to that event in a long time. That's the actual event. Well, he changed it up because this the same event that I got fired. Well, yeah, I got fired. A good fire. That was a good time to get fired. I got fired going to the same event, but it was called a Millionaire Maker, and he had more stuff.
Mm.
He taught you short sale, owner finance, subject to wholesale, renovation. And it was like 6 or 7 different things, man. I came out of my mind like, it
So
was
they
so
just
much information, man. It was crazy. But when you see this stuff really work, man, it's nothing like it, man. You just think you've
right.
been working. I was thinking, man, I was working, busting my ass, racing to work, scared to get fired for $12 an hour, running red lights and everything.
Risking your whole life to go make $12 an hour. Woo! Don't do
Man,
that. So let me ask you this, Eddie. Do you think it's smarter for people to just stick to one thing, say wholesaling, or just do, subject twos or lease options? Or do you think people should try to learn a little bit about all of it and try to have multiple tools in a toolbox?
yeah. I always say multiple tools in the toolbox because when people call you say if you don't have some wholesale eyes, then you'll miss the lease purchase or the lease option or Sam's lease option deal. And guys like me and you just come around and scoop them on up, boom. And you up here looking for that one
Mhm.
wholesale deal that fits Mayo. Please, God, let me get one that fits Mayo. And they may not,
Mm.
and you
Right.
done
If you can't
pass
get
by.
the price low enough, it ain't gonna work.
And let's be realistic, man. Everybody's jumping into wholesale. Everybody.
Exactly.
You got so many wholesaling gurus and stuff now that popped out the woodworks. But when the market crashed in '07, '08, I didn't see none of these guys. Everybody I knew from back
Mm.
in '05 and '06, shit, they was gone. When that market crashed, everybody disappeared because they was only wholesaling and they was only rehabbing. And I was one of them guys. I was doing a couple of subject twos, but I wasn't big on subject two because I was getting a couple of them, maybe one or two a year. But I was more focused on that wholesaling because I like the big checks was coming in. But when that market crashed, it tightened me up. I'm like, shit. I seen one of my
Mm.
buddies. He don't do any wholesaling or rehabbing. He only do subject twos. So he had acquired about 40 subject two deals. So when
Wow.
the market crashed, man, that brother was straight. He was straight, Chris. I'm over here scratching my head like, oh shit, what's going on? I mean, this
So
brother
they
sitting
kept
back,
making their payments, and so basically your buddy, he had all those 40 subject twos, and they just kept making their payments like nothing was wrong.
kept making the payment. He living beautiful. Market crash,
Mm.
you can't even tell the market crash. And his life wasn't affected any, man. They still going out to eat. Him and his wife still going out to eat. Hey, me and my old lady looking at each other like, shit, what we go eat?
Hey, you got some of that tuna fish or salmon, or what you got in the can over there? Some spam?
Some spam. You got a couple cans of spam over there.
Damn.
Well,
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm telling you that market crash. So
So,
they taught me a
so do you
value.
think, because you hear a lot of people say, you saying that the market's getting ready to crash again. Do you believe in that hype? Do you think this is about to be a big crash all over again or something with the real estate market?
Well, it crashes every 20 years. They say about every 20 some years. So the last crash in the '08, hell, this '09, it's only been 11 years. I predict probably maybe 5 more years. They said it's gonna be a credit crash, like with all this credit they've been giving out to everybody. I heard that market is gonna tighten up. They're gonna crash with that credit crisis.
Yeah, because that's basically what I understand about it. Real estate never crashed. The financing is the part that crashed, correct?
Yeah, so it's gonna be basically the same thing. But I think we got probably about 4 or 5 more years, something like that. But I hope it
So
does, man.
the people that's running down to the bank begging for a loan, asking and begging and saying, please let me get in this house, those are people that are going to be affected more so when the market crash. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, they'll be messed up. They'll be definitely messed up.
So
That market crash, I tell everybody, look, make sure you're liquid. Because if you're liquid, man, you're gonna get the best deals out there, man. We was buying properties downtown Atlanta, 5,000, 10,000, $8,000, man. These properties now worth 150, 160,000. So, man, that market crash. The only thing I can tell you, man, be liquid. Have somebody liquid. Ask cousins, aunties, and buy everything you can because everything's on sale, man. We getting stuff, man. It was unbelievable. I couldn't even believe it, man. $5,000, $10,000 on these properties you know worth 150, 160 before the market crash. Maybe need 10, 15,000 in repairs. Man, my only regret I didn't keep enough of them. If I knew what I knew now, I would have kept at least about 60 or 70% of them properties. Then just liquidate them when the market came back up. That'd have been a quantum leap, man. You know what?
Heck yeah.
10, you got
That'll
about
put you
30,000.
on quick.
You got about 30,000 in the property. Market come back up in 5 to 7 years. Shit, that's 100,000 in profit. So you need to make. Hey, I don't think I can tell people make sure you liquid. Then the short sales gonna come back around. But that's how we
Just pure
survive.
money.
That's how we survive with the short sale market.
Yeah, I wasn't investing in real estate, but I remember them saying on the news, "Don't buy a house," all this stuff. I was like, "Don't buy a house," because I guess when the market crashed, it was just I guess you're supposed to do the opposite of what the news say. That's
Yeah,
from what I can understand.
yeah, you got to, man. Cause they put that hype out to scare the masses out. When the big boys with them deep wallets, boy, they going ham. they going,
Mm.
they going. Man, it's ridiculous, man. At the most of my investors I used to wholesale properties to, when that market crashed, they couldn't buy nothing because the hedge funds came down in this city. They bought, man, come on, and them jokers bought
Everything.
at least 200 or 300 properties each county, maybe more than that, man. Let me turn the stove on.
Mm. Just bought a deep discount. Damn.
Man, they was buying properties like crazy, man. I'm talking, it was crazy, man. My investors couldn't buy anything, so it put them out of business even further. But I
Wow.
helped most of them and sold them short sales. So short sales, they put a money in the game at first. We
But now
was
you got a
starving.
real estate agent and everything to do short. That's the Bruges change where you have to go through an agent now so that you can do a short sale.
Well, that ain't the problem that I don't like because you can help the agent negotiate the short sale. The only problem I don't like, they have the restriction laws in there now. So some of the laws say you can't resell for 30 days. Once you buy it, you got to hold the property for 30 days. So that stop you from wholesaling. If you don't have the money, you can't put it on a contract and resell it unless you know
Mm.
a little trick like I know with the land trust, and you can get
Yeah, I
around
was
it.
gonna say you got to get creative. It sounds like now.
Yeah, with a cash transaction, you can get around it. If you getting a loan though, you just got to buy it and hold it. But they also put another stipulation that if you buy it, then after 30 days, you're gonna resell it and make 10% profit. You resell it in 60
What?
days, you can make 15 to 20. Man, some bull crap, man. They put all that bull crap in there. So I don't
Yeah,
blame them. We were flipping the snot out the doggone properties. Soon as the ink dry on the approval letter, we had them. So
that's right. Flip it and dip it, baby. Look like you got a question on here from Marquis. Say, would you recommend buying your personal home the subject to way?
heck yeah, I buy every home. I only bought one home I've been in the business since '05. I only bought one property in my name. What year that was? Shit, I think it
Own
was
nothing and control everything.
'08 or something. I bought a property in my name. But other than that, man, everything's subject to. Cause you can get the bigger, if you can afford it, you can get a mansion, man. Shit, $2, $3 million property, man. We have people every month, man, with these mansions. They want 10, 20,000 signed over the title. You think somebody with
Mm.
$1,000 payment got a headache? Imagine somebody with a $10,000 a month payment. You know they stressed. Shit, they man, and one thing I like too about seeing like these high end sellers, they're more savvy, so they understand owner financing and stuff like that a little more easier than people on a lower scale. You just have to explain it a little more to some of them. Some of them on a lower scale don't give a damn. Hey, you bring the
Mm.
check, catch up these payments, you can have it. I'll figure out the rest later.
I know that's right. And them the people I'm looking for, motivated sellers, not just sellers, not just homeowners, motivated sellers.
Yeah, motivate.
Let's see here. Lena Pena. What's up, Lena? Say, how long do you give a rent to own to miss payments before you take the house back?
Oh, your ass out of the first payment. Now I don't know. It's
You
different
ain't
everywhere
playing.
else. Hey, it's different everywhere else, but in Georgia, all you got to do is be behind because they technically is leasing the property with the right to purchase. So they basically just leasing. So
Mm.
they miss that lease payment. It's your ass, Mr. Postman. Now if they cool, and they been in there a while, I work with them. But if you just got in there, you missing payments. That's a sign that you're gonna be missing a lot more payments other than this one. So I got something for you. Next, you out of there.
And yeah, sometimes you got a high risk tenants. I mean, high risk. Credit is for, the credit report ain't gonna lie. You miss payments, baby. So we got to get you out of there, or you got to do something.
Got to do something. And
So you
I
get
have
them out of there real quick. You don't give them too much time, huh?
no, because they're gonna drag in until the next month. Then I got to make 2 months payments. So I'm gonna keep my
Mm.
costs down as much as possible. I had one subject
Yeah.
to property in 2 years, man. I made about, let me see, I got 8, 19, 12, 17. 2 years, I made about 17,000 on non-refundable deposit. The people moving
Wow.
in there. One guy moved in there, him and this stripper. Come on, Pops. Pops was about 55 years old, stripper 30. She done sold him all the dreams. He thought that he was the one. Shit, she was out of there. He stuck. So he had to move back to Florida. Man, it was all kind of drama. He moved out, put somebody else in. They
No
didn't want
problem.
him. What'd you say, Chris?
Say, say that's no problem. I'll just keep that non-refundable. That's why we do it. Give them
Non-refundable.
protection. That makes total sense. So you say they got to get up out of there. So they start out making good money, and then they got to go. They start acting fun. Put somebody else in there real quick. Have you ever had to do an eviction?
Yeah, couple of times.
But, and it wasn't too much headache, huh?
Nah, because it's non-refundable. Now I slipped though, man. I slipped on one. I had just moved office, and I had evicted a doggone tenant, and I messed up with them. I don't know why the hell out of all of them. I usually have a hard copy, and then I scan it. That's very important too, guys. Make sure you scan your lease to your laptop and have a hard copy. Boy, that shit cost me about $4,000 because I lost my doggone agreement where it shows that it's non-refundable. And shit, I went to court and I didn't have my damn agreement. And she didn't bring hers. She brought a lease. No, what part she brought? No, she didn't bring it. No, she didn't bring the lease. But I
Mm.
had it written out. But she didn't bring the lease, and I lost my lease. So I had to refund her that 4 grand, man, and it was
Mm.
non-refundable. But I messed around. That was a costly doggone seminar. four thousand
So
dollars
how did they know that she had a refundable deposit of any type? Unless she had the paperwork saying that she gave you that or something, or
Yeah,
how
she had a freaking receipt showing that she gave it to me.
mm,
Man, I tell
mm,
you,
mm,
it was
mm.
a costly mistake. So make sure y'all have a hard copy and scan your copy to your laptop. Cause you never know when you're gonna need it, man. Never know.
That's why I like the digital world. I do my stuff through DocuSign. So my documents are stored in the cloud. I can print them out, do whatever I want. I got them. They
Yeah,
locked in on a computer. Technology will save us in the end, I guess. Huh?
I hope so. I sure hope so, man. Let me see this, buddy.
Yeah, I know that's right. Let's see here. Let's see here. Where do find potential leads for this strategy? The same place you find leads for everything else. Motivated sellers, bandit signs, cold calling, um, things like that. They're saying where do we find leads for this strategy to get subject to deals, Eddie?
Yeah, you just gotta be marketing, man. You gotta market bandit signs. Anybody. That's one of the questions you would ask them. They into they're willing to sell their property subject to.
Mm. So you would use the word subject to with the seller?
Yeah, we always say when you sell your property subject to the existing mortgages, which means the mortgage will stay in your name, the title will transfer to our company name.
Oh man, that sound like that'll scare me. Woo!
Hey, they sign, man, because most of them don't really understand anyway. Some of them
Mhm.
do. You know, you have to break it down to them a couple of times because people think they
Right.
got to really sell the property. They think you got to go the traditional route. You know, you got to go through, pay the whole loan off, and all that crap.
Yeah, and some people don't understand that the mortgage is separate from the house. Two different things. Just like the mortgage company sell the loan to different companies, you can sell a house separate. So they try to keep it together as one, but it's two different things. Let's see here.
Even when doing a lease option, how do you get the tenant buyer to trust you when they give you the initial option fee check? Well, we always do, we have an application receipt agreement. So once my guy meet with them at the house, they say they like it or they come into the office, then they will give some kind of good faith earnest money. We tell them bring as much as you can. We won't take the whole
Tuh.
payment. So they bring $2,000-3,000. We keep that as good faith estimate. Then we make sure we close the rest out with an attorney. So you're gonna
Right.
close it out with attorney. Attorney charges like $250. We pass that cost on to the seller. So
Go to the buyer.
I mean, yeah, to the buyer. So we pass that $250 on to the buyer. So they're gonna trust you because they closing with attorney anyway. So you don't even have to worry
Exactly.
about that. That's why you want to close with attorney. Plus, it shows them that you're serious, and it makes them take the deal serious. Then you might not.
Right. Yeah, that's how I had to do the one I did. When he came down to that attorney's office, he was like, "Oh, this is the real thing." That's right. Give me my check.
Yeah, it's
And
all because they feel
always
comfortable.
close to an attorney on these sub two deals and lease option deals, correct?
Right.
Always get you an attorney because even if you did mess up, it'll be caught. It wouldn't necessarily fall on you. It'll be like, look, went through an attorney. If something ain't right, you know, let them take the brunt of that.
Yeah,
They in the middle of
Andre said, what platform do we use for buyers and sellers? Which ones are you using, Chris? As far as all
yeah, so I have several websites. One of my main websites is through Investor Carrot, with $50 a month, and it's to attract sellers to want to sell their house. I do not use REI Pro. I hear everybody using it, and I hear a lot of things about it. I hear good things, but it's like some of this stuff is like free anyway. If you just go on the internet, I use a lot of stuff that's straight off right off the internet. Like you know, people don't like Zillow. They talk bad about Zillow. I'm like, oh, that Zillow is so bad. But you can go right on Zillow, scroll down to the and see when this house was sold last, tried to rent it. Just history of it. It's not
yeah,
like Zillow's the all-out world, the best thing, but people talk so bad about Zillow, and I'm like, I wouldn't use it for comps, but I do use it for to get a lot of good information. So I don't understand why they bash it so much. But like I said, most of the stuff I use is most free stuff like that. Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, icomps.com. You can get comps on things like that, realtor.com. And if everybody, I do a consensus a lot of times to run my comps. So say I go to icomps.com, realtor.com, zillow.com, Trulia, and realtor.com, and they all say the house worth 100,000. It's probably worth 100,000. If everybody's saying the same thing, I add them all up and average it, and it'll give me an idea, ballpark, about what the house is worth. And then I can still go through and do a traditional go through and see what's sold, and comparative market analysis, and check it out to run the comps that way. But when all these sites saying the house is worth this much, it's probably worth about that much fixed up. Would you agree, Eddie?
yeah. If all the platforms saying the same thing,
Yeah, because I don't see why everybody would lie. If everybody's saying it's worth this much, it's probably worth at least close to that much. Close to. It don't have to be exactly that. A good ARV. ARV.
wow. Rosanna said in California they're pro tenant. She had to pay them to leave, and they live rent free for 6 months. Damn.
Yeah, I'm
Where
good on
else
that
they
count.
pro tenant stay? They don't play at Georgia. Your ass don't pay you out of there. They don't
Yeah,
play.
that pro tenant stuff. That California though, y'all got some rules out there, man. I mean, I understand y'all want to do things for illegals and all that stuff, and give all this pro liberal stuff. Good luck, man. I'm good on that. I want to be in a pro business friendly situation wherever I'm conducting business if I can do it. That's just my opinion.
What up there in Missouri? What are y'all eviction laws? Can you evict them
Um,
after they miss one payment, or they gotta miss a couple?
from what I understand, you can start the process after the first payment. I've never done one, but hope I don't have to. Where the wood at?
Yeah,
Well, maybe if I do, it might be a good thing on these. Get this what do you call it? That deposit all over again, or that non-refundable option consideration, like Brother
right.
Chris called it. We don't call it a deposit. Just change the words up. So I
Consideration
would
like that.
yeah. So I haven't done one here. So I know you can start the process after you miss the first payment. So I'm definitely gonna, I'm not playing no games. Somebody miss a payment with me, I'm starting the process. You got to
Man,
go,
you got
pay
to,
or quit.
cause they got so many stores, man. I fell for them stores like crazy at first when I first started. Oh, my baby, she's sick. I had to go to the AR and pay this money. Okay, that you 1 month went by. There's another. My car broke down. Man, that thing, I know I was coming out of pocket like crazy, man. I was like, hell no. Damn, they're like the loss of property like that. This lady would ride me out so much. She seen me coming, knew I was sweet for the pick. she
Mm.
she was almost rolled 3 months, man. I had to put her butt out of there, man. Then I got to come in. Then she had all them kids, so I had to fix the property up, make up the dang on back payments. Man, it was a nightmare.
Uh, what a headache that was, I'm sure.
Yeah, learned a valuable lesson. But you learn. I mean, and no shit, nothing perfect. You're gonna learn as you go along in this business. That's part of the game.
Yeah, one of my friends, they had a property here in St. Louis, and they were like, "Yeah, somebody missed the payment." And they were like, "Yeah, they're gonna pay next month," and go through that same thing like you just described. 6, 7, 8 months later, they had to go ahead and get them through the eviction process. And I asked them, I said, "Why didn't you start it earlier?" They said, "Oh, because they said they were gonna pay." I said, "Man, you can't play that game. Somebody ain't paying, man. I'm starting the process. You can catch it up and pay that late fee and all that other stuff if you get the money, but if not, we starting the process
Yeah,
because
you
the
got
clock
to.
starts ticking."
Yeah, you got to. Don't even play with them. I'm telling you from experience. You play with them, man. The longer you wait, and I'm gonna pay next week. Next week go to next week, and next week go to next week. Now before you know it, you 2 months in a hole on your mortgage. They still playing. Because if you let
I'm
them
not
go
doing
you let them go a
it. I ain't
whole
doing
month.
it.
Yeah, you let them go a whole month playing games. Then by the time you finally start the process, they're gonna take another 30 days. But now you in the whole
30
2 months.
days. Yeah, it could take time. And then there's people that are professional squatters out here. They know all the legal loopholes. They stay in your house a whole year, ain't paid
Oh,
nothing.
boy, it's some good ones out here. It's some good ones.
They study the law better than you. They're like, damn, I can live in here for how long? Go get an extension, 30 more days, get in another extension, get a continuance. Oh no,
They
just
rolled you
live
out.
off.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen with me. We going to war. You miss a payment with me, I'm setting you up.
You got
I'm
to.
not playing because I ain't paying that bill.
Mm-mm.
Somebody got to pay it, not me. I don't
Long
pay
as
for
you,
other people to live.
and as long as you let them sit in there, the longer boy they gonna ride it out.
Sonya said a professional squatter. Yeah, there's professional squatters out here. They know how to play this. They've been evicted before. They know what to do.
Hell yeah, you better believe it.
They
You
know the
better
judge
believe it.
already. What up, judge? That's all you got for me? I got a big appetite. That's all. Come on with it.
I got something for you. I'm gonna file this motion on your ass right now. Boom. 30 more
Exactly.
days. Yeah, you know how to
Yes.
play games.
Professional squatters. They know the game. They say, shit, you can't get me out here for 30, 60, 90 days. That's a long time. You know how much money they could build up? Ain't paid nothing. Not on my watch.
Yeah, Jordan. As soon as you do the lease option deal with your end buyer, you want to close the whole transaction with the attorney. So the signing of the lease, all that stuff is closed right there. The attorney gonna explain it to them. You pay them 250. It's probably gonna take you about 30 minutes. You get your check, you out of there on that
Mm,
back end.
that's
So
right. That's where the money's made on the back end. Have you ever had any of your subject to deals or lease option deals cash you out? Like actually go ahead and get the loan and cash it out?
no, about they say about 15, shit, about 10, 15% of people actually buy.
Right.
And I don't. Who cares? I mean, they paying the mortgage down every month. I would love them to cash me out, but most of them don't. They just stay in the house, keep getting extensions. We give them the opportunity to get the credit repaired and all that stuff, but they don't. Most of them, for some reason, they just end up moving out.
And yeah, that's kind of the mistake I did on mine looking back on it. Because the one I just did, I gave them 3 years. I should have gave them 2 years or something shorter because I can't go up on their rent amount until after that time. So they locked in at that monthly rate for that term. And taxes might go up, whatever might go up. And I'm like, dang, why did I do that? I should did 2 years or a
Man,
year. 2 years is generally what I'm gonna do from now on. I'm not doing anything longer than that without having the option for me to go up on the
yeah,
rent.
yeah, put that in there because I made a big boo boo on one of mine. I did when the market was down. The market was down, so I was desperate. I locked the lady in. Sweet ass rate, man. My doggone taxes done went up. Now my $300 cash flow went down to about 150. I'm like, shit. I learned from that one though. But that market was
Real
down. I
quick.
was desperate. But man, she been in there a couple of years, man. I could have went up. What I'm doing now, though. I'm adjusting. Well, what I've been doing now in my lease purchase agreement, it goes up 2 to 3%. Your rent go up 2 to 3% every year. Every
Oh, okay. It automatically adjusts.
Hell yeah, it automatically adjusts, man. Cause them taxes go up, man. I got properties now. Them taxes going up. Thankful, after that lady, I've been putting in adjustments in, so I'm doing good on the properties. But I learned on that one. She's been riding
Yeah.
out,
A
man.
lot of this stuff you can't learn until you put some skin in the game, huh?
Yeah, gotta put a little skin in the game.
True
Got
Focus Investments LLC say, what advice would you give someone doing their first subject to deal?
Make sure you do a title search. Make sure you close with an attorney. Make sure the payment is low enough where you can cash flow every month. Especially your first deal, you don't want to get a deal where the payment's too high every month. And you got to try to pay that additional 2 or 300 every month because it may be a month where you can't pay it. Then you start getting behind on the properties, and then you in trouble. Make sure you
Mm,
cash flow off of it every month. So, it's the real
right.
world shit. Shit happens. So you may not be able to pay that 300. You got an accident where you need to use that 300 in somewhere else. Make sure you
Mm,
cash flow every month, especially on your first one. Now, if you got a couple of these going, you can stand and make, pay out, be upside down $200 or $300 negative because you got enough equity in it. That's a different scenario, different case, different scenario. But still, you got to see how much time, how long the people going to be in the property, and how much that negative cash flow going to affect your profit after 2 years. You got to add that negative cash flow up over a year and over 2 years and see how it eat into your profit. So you got to watch out for that too.
most definitely. Yeah, and I agree. That's right. Especially when they say the payment, make sure that payment is covering all of it. The PITI, that principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. They got to cover all of that because it looked like, oh, this is a low payment. You find out this is interest only or some old stupid stuff.
Ooh,
That would
yeah.
be bad news.
Make sure you look at the documents. That's a boy. Make sure you look at them loan docs. Cause some of them will get you. Next round, you got to
Mhm.
adjust mortgage. You thought it was all good. You pay 800 a month. That sucker shot up to 1,400. You be like, what the?
Are they still doing adjustable rate mortgages, or is
Well,
that stuff done
they
now?
still. Some people still got the mortgages. I don't know if they still
Mm-hmm.
doing it now, but some people out here still with them. Most of them short sales we were doing when the market crashed, when people had adjustable mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
And them joker payments going from 800 skyrocket up to 1,400. Man, them people like, what the hell? Because they lied to a lot of people talking about you gonna be able to refi. Well, they didn't lie, but the market
That
crashed.
is a lot.
I can't. They lied. They lied. But
Yeah.
we was suing a couple of banks too. I was in. We was suing banks for mortgage fraud, all kind of shit. And I've been doing so much stuff. But we suing banks for mortgage fraud. We got one lady property down from 300,000 to 30,000. Payments like $400 or $500 a month. I need to interview on her too. Man, she had a
Mm.
sweet deal, man. I had some people that know how to really like analyze the loan and put together a good package to the bank. We was tearing some bank ass up a little bit, but
Wow.
the best deal we got, she got hers for three. She owed 300,000. They got it down to 30,000 a month, and I think her payment was like $300 or $400 a month. And then later,
Mm.
should I take this deal? I was like, oh, shit, let me buy it from you. Don't worry about it. I got 10,000 for you right now. Shit, I
Right.
would have gave her
Yeah.
50. I would have gave her 50 because the house was worth about two. No, it was worth 300. I would have gave her 50,000 easy. Yeah, no, don't take. I told her, no, don't worry about it. I'll take it for you if you don't want it. You know, she jumped on. I wonder if she still got that house. That was the best one we got. But so man, so,
Mm-mm.
so much.
That makes sense. Marquis said, "Can you negotiate property taxes?" I don't know. I never seen anybody negotiate property taxes. Have you, Eddie?
Unless you like, what is it? You stay in the house, you can get like tax exemption or something like that. If you live in the house, if your personal residence, you could challenge it. If investment property, nah, forget about it.
They like, nah, ain't no negotiation. Pay that damn bill.
You know they won't live.
They want their money first. Pay them taxes off. Let's see here. What they say, My beloved forever. What happened if there's an eviction and a term of the lease is not up? Is the process to collect for the remaining months? No.
It's over with. Pretty much
You just
over once you're a victim.
Yeah, you just got to go up. You just got to get up out of here. Pay or quit. Leave. Execute. Let's see here. Hey Eddie, you mentioned you had an Airbnb. Yeah, you do got some Airbnb. How many do you have now, Eddie?
We got three of them.
Dang, so you kicking butt. How do you determine your exit strategy when using an Airbnb versus lease option?
Hmm?
How do you
Understand?
determine your exit strategy?
And you with using that Airbnb.
You make more money on a Airbnb than a regular rental, right? Because you can, from what I
Yeah,
understand, you make 2 to 3 times you can make on rental income on an Airbnb. Is that about right?
yeah. Well, you make a like our Airbnb. We're profiting about 1,000 to 1,500. It just depends per month.
Mm.
Versus if you renting them out, you get 200, 300 a month. And this Super Bowl weekend, we tearing their ass up, man. We're getting $1,000 a night.
Did you up the price for it?
Heck yeah, we up the price. We're up to 1,000. And we see people in our areas 1,500, 1,800, 2,000. So we want to be right up under there where we went so high. So we at 1,000. It's booked up already. So that's 3,000 for February, month of February. That's not including the whole month being booked up. So we'll do pretty good. But that's still one house. So shit, we'll do pretty good on them three for Super Bowl. Thank you, Super Bowl. Shit.
Mm. The Super Bowl in Atlanta. I know y'all was happy. That's gonna bring a bunch of money in there.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I could do there to make some more. Shit.
You better go get your vendors thing and say popcorn. Get your popcorn.
Sell some Super Bowl shirts. Get some
Or
little
something.
young cats out there with them Super Bowl shirts out there. You all for
Something.
sure sell.
Say we don't even got a team here in St. Louis no more. We got an empty dome where the Rams used to play.
Oh, I forgot the Rams gone, man. They done improved too. They went to California, man.
Yeah, they out there knocking heads off, reminding how they used to be in the 90s.
Damn. Short
Yeah,
sale.
they
Marquis says I do short sale negotiation training. Uh, no, not really. We really don't do too many short sales now because of all the restrictions and stuff. I mean, we will do them because those are big deals. Now, then the deals we normally will renovate. If we do some short sale, it's gonna be one that's ugly as I don't know what. need a lot of repairs. Them the only ones we're gonna mess with. The nice ones and stuff like that, you're not gonna really get a big discount where you can really flip. But if you get one, a nice one that need 40, 50,000 repairs, yeah, we do short sale on those because we're gonna get it dirt cheap. And we were doing so
Yeah,
many.
Eddie. Can you tell me how does that work? How does that look when you're negotiating with the bank on a short sale? Is it more so just I'll make an offer, they'll counter offer, or is it more like you got to put stipulations in there? We'll close within 30 days. I mean, give me an idea how that works when you're negotiating with the bank on a short sale.
Well, it's all about that BPO. It's all about the BPO broker price opinion. So you're gonna send in an offer, right? And what they're gonna do, they're gonna send their appraisal out there to appraise the property. That's the most important part of that short sale. The rest of that shit is irrelevant. You don't get that bank that appraisal down to see eye to eye with you with them numbers, then he gonna go back with that high ass number and kill the deal. Then you can try to submit another BPO or appraisal. See, some banks will do an appraisal, and some banks will do a BPO broker price opinion. That means they send a realtor out there to give them an opinion of what it's worth. So you need to make sure you're there on both transactions. They send an appraisal out there or a BPO agent out there. Take your ass to that property. You have somebody there to that property with a list of repairs. You want to point out everything bad about the property. You want to have a list of repairs because agents, let's be realistic. Agents don't know how much it is to renovate. Most of them, unless they in the business of renovation and stuff, but most of them don't know how much it costs to put a new kitchen in and paint the whole interior. They could just go give any kind of estimate because they get paid $150, $100 a house, so they don't give a shit. They just gonna go in there, take pictures and all that, and they out. So we make sure
Yes.
somebody's there. Yeah, we make sure somebody's there, point out every freaking detail, and have a list of repairs. Cause that's the value, and the bank stick with that
Mm.
value, and that value is gonna be good for 90 days. So you
Yeah, and that's the other thing that I see when it comes to short sales. It take a long time. Is that correct? Like it could take months and months and months and dragged out.
when they first started, when the market crashed and they first started doing it, the bank wasn't really ready. So they was putting together their little team to try to handle it, and this shit used to take like a year. So then when they
Mm.
finally got on board, they started going 2 or 3 months you can get them done. But now since they're not as popular anymore, you could tell that they took all the people out of the short sale department, and they're not in there like that anymore. So they typically take now anywhere from about 3 to 6 months. So it's nothing short about a short sale. Only thing about a short sale is,
Short, long sale, huh?
yeah. Only thing short about a short sale is you get a discount. You might get a short discount, but other than that, it's gonna take some time. That's why we don't fool with them. Like I said, unless it's a sweet deal.
Mm.
It's too time
Makes sense.
consuming. And if you don't have that paperwork in, like they may drag they butt about getting something over to you or doing some updating the file. But if you don't have certain documents in, they give you like 2 or 3 days. You don't have it in, they'll cancel the short sale. You got to start all the way over.
Mm.
So you got to be on top of
Yeah.
that. Calling you
And
got to
people ain't
call
got
every
patience
day.
for that, I'm sure. We're too impatient for that.
Man, please. It take too long to do it, man. I wouldn't do a short sale unless it's just a sweet deal. Good area,
Mm.
but a raggedy house that need a lot of repairs. That's the only time I touch it.
Raggedy house. Yeah, I might venture out and do a couple of them this year too. But for right now, I'm just trying to build up some more, houses where I can hold and flow, hold and flow.
Yeah, if
That's the
you
new.
looking to make some money, man, quick and stuff, I sure wouldn't jump into no short sale, guys. You just starting off. You gonna have a long career, long dragged out career, and
You
then
still
you
working
get
on
off.
that deal? Last year? Yep.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get the bank down.
And
Yeah.
they won't cooperate. Yeah. All right, Eddie. Let's see here. Somebody said, "Is text blasting still your favorite marketing strategy?" Text blasting.
Well, I like to do all of them. You just can't say one is the best because shit, one month text message might not do as good as the voicemail, voice drop. So You want to have multiple ways to reach out to the people.
You want to touch them. Really, my whole thing is I just want an answer. Either you want to sell or you don't. If you don't, no problem. We move you off the list. But just to not have an answer and have you on my list of pre-foreclosure or whatever the situation is, just give me an answer. What can I just get an answer? Cuss me out, do what you're gonna do. I just need an
Yes or
answer.
no.
That's all.
Yes or no, and on to the next one.
Right. Because if you do anything other than that, it's like you don't know if your marketing working. You spend all this money on these lists and all this money on all this marketing, and then they ain't even giving no response like mail. Do you still do any mail, Eddie?
No, I haven't did mail. Shit, us. Man, it might have been a year. Probably been about a year
Man,
or so.
I did one mail campaign, and I was like, oh well, I got this list, and these people didn't respond. It was only it cost me like $300 to send the campaign out. Guess how many phone calls I got back though?
How many?
Goose egg. Freaking
That's-
nothing. I said, man, I would have put that 300 down a toilet. I could have spent that 300 on another list or anything. I'm like, man, I can't be doing that. That's bad news.
yeah, because everybody mailing, man. Everybody mailing. We got we're over there with one of our Airbnbs that is a real hot area, man. Every week, man, we probably get 10 or 15 postcards. So if somebody
Wow.
want to sell, who the hell want to look through all that to sell to somebody? You get numb to the mailings after a while. You get so many of them, you're not looking at them, you just throwing them in the trash. So
They say people go through their mail over the trash can. So they just chucking them puppies right in the can.
right in the can.
Yeah, but I learned my lesson. And even though, and I heard another person, somebody else I know, they spent like $3,000 on some mail and didn't get no call. I said, golly, man, I'd be sick.
Man, please. I've been
Don't
seeing
get not one call. I know they say you're supposed to get like 1% or some response rate, but no calls. Oh no.
Yeah, it used to be 8 to 10% response rate we used to get, but now it went down to like 1 or 2%.
I'm good on that, man.
Me
Yeah,
too.
so that's why a lot of the people that we end up cold calling say, yeah, I don't know why all these people keep sending us mail and all of this. I'm like, well, I ain't one of them. Say somebody else sent you that mail, but we got you on the phone. I'm gonna know what's really going on from the horse's mouth. I want to know what you think about the situation. You want to sell or you don't?
Yep.
Like, no, I don't want to sell. I don't know why I'm on the list. Well, it says here you missed a payment or two, but I ain't gonna bring that up if I don't have to.
Right. Right.
But yeah, that's that. All right, Eddie, I guess we can get ready to wrap this party up here soon.
Oh yeah. Great talking to you, Chris. Thank you guys for chiming in. And we'll see you guys next week on another one.
Make sure you follow me on all social media outlets at Chris Monroe STL. That's Snapchat, that's Twitter, that's Instagram, that's Facebook, that's all of them and more.
All of them.
STL. I
Yes,
make it
sir.
easy.
And on Instagram, your IG the same thing, right?
That's right. I make it so easy to see me.
No excuse.
Really, no
Yes,
excuse.
sir.
So that's how we do it, man. And thanks, brother Eddie. And I hope we're gonna connect on another one in the future.
Yeah. And I see you down in Atlanta this month.
Yeah, I'll be down in 3 weeks. Time is short. Hotlanta, I'm on the way. I already got Airbnb booked. All I got to do is figure if I'm going to drive it or fly it. Once I figure that out, we in there.
All right, Chris, man. Thank you, man. Talk to you
All right,
later.
bro.
Okay.
All right, catch you later.
All right, bye-bye.